All right, here comes the most interesting movie of the year. Animal, directed by one of my personal favorite directors, Sandeep Vanga, starring Ranbir Kapoor, Anil Kapoor, and Rashmika. And to be honest, the movie, in my opinion, I liked it. It was good for the most part. I had several issues with the second half, but first half was excellent. The second half got me. Some of the scenes were really. I don't know. I felt really irritated. Some of the scenes in the second half, and then the climax got me hooked again. I felt the father son emotion, kind of. It was like on and off kind of thing. And then so don't leave theaters. There's also an end credit scene, so make sure you guys watch that before exiting the theaters. But yeah, the actors' performances. Ranbir Kapoor absolutely killed it. He was amazing. I really loved his acting. He was really good. First time seeing him in a role like this gory, this violent, and he did beautifully. Rashmika, I don't like her very much. Complete honesty, I don't really like her acting and stuff. And even in this film, there's some dialogues that are like I couldn't hear her at all, and I don't even speak Hindi, so I don't know. I can't imagine how Hindi speakers feel. But I couldn't really hear her dialogues. I didn't watch it in Telugu because I have a strict policy of going to movies in their own language. But yeah, it's like it was like I couldn't hear her, but like when it came to an emotional scene, especially in the second half, she acted really well. I just personally didn't connect to it, but she acted really well. Ranbir acted really well too, and Anil Kapoor absolutely killed it too. He was a beautiful. I mean, acted beautifully. There's nothing much to say. He's a really good actor. I really like him. Bobby Deol, this is personally my first movie watching him in, and he absolutely killed it. I just wish there was more acting scope for him. Same for his like younger brother in the film. I forgot his name. You can see him in the trailer, like of like him taking like him like kind of like this, something like that, some kind of scene like that. I forgot his name, but like he acted as per his role too. There wasn't really, I think one of my main problems, there wasn't really a scope for the villain actors. Like they had a motive, they had this, but I just couldn't connect. I wish there was more scenes of Bobby, because I feel like they could have used him being mute to like the fullest. Like they could have like exploited his character a bit more. But we got to credit Sandeep Vangareddy for completely exploiting our animal Ranbir Kapoor. He had like exploited him completely. Loved his characterization. Loved his attitude. Same attitude from Arjun Reddy. Absolutely killed it. All right, coming to the story itself, we have Anil Kapoor running a whole steel factory, and he runs multiple, like a really big steel factory, like multi-billionaire kind of thing, or millionaire. I don't really know. They have a lot of money. They have private jets, so do as you will with that knowledge. But and then so that being said, he wasn't there for like most of Ranbir's childhood, and that like you could see that like psychological impact in Ranbir and the attitude he's built up because of that. And then this that's like first bit, show up for the first bit, like Sandeep said in his interviews. He said make sure you show up for the first bit of the film, and yeah, you should watch from start to end. And then he like marries Rashmika, and then I guess like him and his father fight again. They have a really toxic relationship. He goes to America for like 8 years. Then you get the tragic news like in the trailer about of his father being shot, and he completely like tightens up the like security and everything, and he has to find out who are the culprits for this like disaster, and do like that's completely non spoilers. So I'll keep this non spoilers. So that's like where watch the movie to figure out the rest. All right, coming to the like goods of the film. I'm gonna talk about the goods before the bads. So these are the goods. Obviously, all the main characters acted really well. I really like them. First, I loved his characterization. I'll say it again. Like fully exploited his characterization to the max. And then my favorite scene is probably the like machine gun scene they show in the trailer. That was absolutely fire. I love that scene so much. Like compared to all the other movies this year, that like scene gave so much kick. Like them singing in the background, like the Punjabi singers singing in the background. That was I can't express like enough how much I really like that scene. Also, the fighting was like pretty grounded for the most part, which was pretty funny for a guy that's like killing like hundreds of dudes. By realistic, I mean like it was done in a way that was like kind of believable, in the way that like remember Mugadiro was kind of done in that kind of way where it was kind of believable. Even this, like, he absolutely killed it. All right, the other goods in the film, I think the I guess husband and wife relationship was like really pretty. It was like pretty toxic, but like you could see the love in there. Same with the father and son like toxic love. It was like that one was probably the best. They like really hit it home at the like very end, like climax of like father and son finally making it up. But throughout the film, like you could see how much Ranbir struggled because his father wasn't there. I get also shows like how much you really do need a father figure in your life. How much like whether you accept it or not. But those were the two like other like goods in the film that I really liked, and screenplay was pretty good for the most part. I liked the like really liked the first half. The second half I had some issues with, which I will cover in a little bit. All right, before I get into the bads of the film, if you're going with parents, be really careful. There's like that kind of scenes. If you know, if you know, you know. Those kind of scenes that really bugged me, like not bugged me, just felt kind of out of place in the movie. That's kind of the bads, which I'll go into. But like, be careful if you're going with family. It's pretty weird. I went by myself, so I didn't really face anything. But make sure you go with like friends or by yourself. Don't go with the family. Like it's not that kind of film. And it's really gory. So if people that can't really handle blood, keep that in mind. It's really bloody. Like, oh my lord, I've never seen like a more violent film this year. All right, coming to the bads of the film, the second half wasn't really appealing that much to me. It was pretty predictable for the most part. Like I knew what was gonna happen, so I wasn't really tied to my seat. And there was like a lot of like lag. There was way too many songs in the second half. I know it was meant to be like kind of stretched out, be that long to get like or to involve us more, but I wasn't really feeling that involved with the scenes, especially like the songs really killed me in the second half. But I really liked all the scenes with Bobby in it. He acted really well. Those are the scenes that like kept me on tight. So it's like the second half wasn't completely bad. It was just mostly just kind of irritated me for a decent amount actually. But that and like the ending fight scene, it was a cool fight scene. It's just at that point I was just really exhausted and I wanted to go home. So 3 hours 30 minutes didn't really work out for the most part, but it kind of did. So do what you will. All right, before I go into like I guess a spoiler at the end, I'm gonna give a countdown of 1, 2, 3. So if you guys haven't watched the film, go watch it before and come back to this. 1, 2, okay, and 3. Let's get into it. Did you guys really like the end credit scene? I really did. I really liked it, but it was like so bloody violent. And I didn't know why they had like a part 2 to this. I feel like he could have just left it there. I didn't understand why they needed a part 2. Don't get me wrong, I really liked like the end credit scene, but like why was it there? Like I understand like I guess he was like the master guy at the end, like I guess like the fake Ranbir Kapoor. He like shows up and kills 2 of his buddies. I mean the actual Ranbir Kapoor's buddies. And like the girl that the Ranbir Kapoor was doing it with was also there. And she explained it once throughout the entire film about him. So I didn't understand why it was like such a I guess a big point, major point, because I thought they would mention it more. Just like, it's like, I wish they did it like more like Vikram. In Vikram, they, like Vijay Sethupathiy's character explained like they gave us the suspense of Rolex, and then the final end where Rolex comes in, that gave such a big high. Not saying this didn't give a high, it just didn't give like that as big of a high because he was only mentioned once. He wasn't really in the film at all. So, I mean, it doesn't even need to be in the film. He just got to be mentioned more. So that kind of like bugged me a little bit, but it was a really cool end scene, and I'm like mostly down for the second part. Like I'm down when the second part comes out. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. All right. So if you guys like this video, please do like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot. But yeah, ABCD out.